Good evening, guys. So from this lecture we are going to have our reaction mechanism where you can master organic chemistry. See, without reaction mechanism there is no organic chemistry. Everything is related to reaction mechanism. So before going to that reaction mechanism, you must understand the general organic chemistry, okay, which I will provide you in the description box. You can go and watch over there. So after watching that video, come to this video. Why? Because all are interrelated. So reaction mechanism is going to be one of the huge topic for your preparation, right? So let us begin the reaction mechanism. What are the aspects involved in it? Basically there are types of reactions where a chemical would undergo. First one is addition reaction, and another one is substitution, addition, substitution. Third one is elimination reaction. These are main reactions involved in organic chemistry. You must know what is addition reaction, substitution and elimination and their types. Substitution is again two types: nucleophilic substitution and electrophilic substitution, SN1 and SN2. Elimination reaction, you must understand E1, E2 and E1CB, pyrolytic in elimination, etc. Okay, so all these types we will understand. Addition reaction we must understand, electrophilic addition and as well as nucleophilic addition. So all the aspects are covered in this reaction mechanism playlist. So bear with me, it is going to be little bit longer, and I'm going to promise you after seeing this video you won't have to refer any other book for reaction mechanism. That's the promise. So let's just begin with our addition reaction now. So the first addition reaction I want to take is electrophilic addition reaction. Electrophilic addition reaction. So under addition reaction we are understanding electrophilic addition reaction. Electrophilic addition reaction. So basically electrophile and nucleophile are the two reagents. Okay. Under the electrophilic addition reaction we will see the addition of an electrophile. So I am taking an example here. A simple alkene which is going to behave as a nucleophile. So how does that mean? See, the pi electrons which are present are electron dense. That means the electron density over this particular alkene molecule is more. So we can say that if more electron density is there, it is considered as the nucleophile. So simple unconjugated alkenes behaves as nucleophiles. Simple unconjugated alkenes or olefins are considered as nucleophiles. If there is any alpha beta unsaturation, then it does not behave as nucleophile. Instead it behaves as an electrophile. We will see that in some other time. Now we will understand the addition of an electrophile to this particular alkene. That means this particular nucleophile. So I am taking bromine. That is bromine molecule. Br2 it is. So I will write simply as Br bond Br. So we know that halogens contains 3 lone pair of electrons. So if I write like this, all the same, right? So Br2 I am taking like this. Okay, so this bromine is going to attack here and this is going to attack here, right? So this is the concerted mechanism and results in the formation of a species which is called as bromonium ion. CH2 bond CH2 Br. So bromine is adding here, and bromine is an electrophile here. That bromine atom is an electrophile. Br plus is an electrophile. So the addition of electrophile is happening on this particular alkene species. So we say that it is electrophilic addition reaction, right? Electrophile is going to add here. Now what? So electrophile, see, this bromine atom with positive charge, that is bromonium ion. So this molecule we say that it is bromonium ion. It is bromonium ion and it is considerably stable. It depends on the conditions. Okay, so this bromonium ion is electrophilic. Okay, this electrophilic nature pulls the electrons of the bonded one towards itself and making this carbon little bit electronegative. I mean little bit electron deficient they are. So due to that fact, this molecule is there, right, Br minus, which is liberated in the reaction mixture, will try to attack from here or here. This particular molecule is symmetrical molecule, so either the way is correct. Now I will write this reaction individually. Let's see. Bromonium ion and another bromine is there. It is going to attack from here or here. Both are correct. Okay, let us imagine that it is going to attack here. So after this bond formation, after bromine is making the bond formation with this electron deficient carbon atom, this bond shifts here and results in the formation of CH2 bond CH2. This bond is like this, right? So it is Br here and it is Br here. It is a symmetrical molecule. So without any substitution, the result is this, right? So whenever after attacking this bromine to this carbon atom, so the carbon gains the valency of 4 and this bromine atom withdraws the electron from the bonded pair, resulting in the formation of dibromoethane molecule. Dibromoethane molecule. This is one of the classic example of new electrophilic addition reaction. Okay, so we will see some examples where electrophile is going to add in a different way. That is important. This is basic, right? Yeah, now we will understand the epoxidation of alkenes. Okay, in general, epoxide formation of alkenes is like electrophilic addition reaction only. Say for example, directly first of all I will explain what is epoxide. Take an alkene, any alkene, treat it with any peracid. Treat it with any peracid. Don't panic, I will explain what is peracid. Okay, so the resulting formation is a 3-membered cyclic ring, which is nothing but epoxide. 3-membered oxygen containing ring is called as epoxide. It is looking like heterocyclic compound, right? Yes, it is of course heterocyclic compound only, and it is called as epoxide. Now we will understand what is peracid. Okay, so everyone knows what is acetic acid, right? This is the acetic acid. Okay, what if I write another extra atom of oxygen? Then it is considered as peracid, right? So I will write the structure CH3, C double bond O, O bond H. So this presence of O bond O is peracid link. Okay, it is peroxy link or peracid link. Both are same. Peroxy link or peracid link, both are same. Okay, so this peracid linkage is very weak compared to carbon oxygen bond and carbon carbon bond. Oxygen oxygen bond now here is very weak. It is very weak. Here I am talking here. So this O bond O is weak enough to break it. We can easily break it, liberating electrophilic oxygen atom. Liberating electrophilic oxygen atom. So this peracid has one duty, which is to liberate the electrophilic oxygen, right? Now we will understand the mechanism how it is adding to this particular alkene. So one of the best way to add, to synthesize this epoxide is using metachloroperbenzoic acid, which is called as MCPBA. So you can see this molecule, the structure is like this. It is the metachloroperbenzoic acid. If you see this molecule, the presence of this chlorine atom is meta to this particular peracid, right? So it is called as metachloroperbenzoic acid, and it is affordable and the cost is very less, and it is easy to handle, and it is easy to handle than any other peracids. Previously the peracid which was used is trifluoroperacid. By replacing hydrogen with fluorine, this was the peracid which was used, and it is not easy to handle. It has more acidic value. It is more acidic than compared to metachloroperbenzoic acid, and it is not easy to handle, and it is heavily cost, and the cost is very high. So these scientists replaced this peracid with metachloroperbenzoic acid. So metachloroperbenzoic acid is especially used for isolated alkenes. This is isolated alkene. It is not conjugated. Conjugation means presence of alternate double bond. So one double bond here and no double bond. This is called as conjugation. Okay, this is called as conjugated or conjugation. So this particular molecule, if you carefully observe, see, these two are isolated olefins or isolated alkenes. See, there are no alternative double bonds. So it is considered as isolated. Metachloroperbenzoic acid is especially used for these particular isolated ones. Understood? So now we will understand the mechanism. Why? Because we are studying reaction mechanism, right? So I am going to erase all these things, and you know the structure of metachloroperbenzoic acid. So that metachloroperbenzoic acid delivers the electrophilic oxygen. Okay, delivers the electrophilic oxygen. So this double bond attacks here, and the lone pair present will go and attack here, resulting in the formation of epoxide, and the charge is neutralized. But in case of our bromonium ion, we saw that there we have written positive charge, right? But here already it is delivering electrophilic oxygen. There is no need to write that positive. Why? Because this positive charge was neutralized by the formation of the bond. Okay, now see, oxygen contains 2 bonds as usual, and carbon is containing 4 bonds, and it is saturated. So epoxide is a heterocyclic ring with an oxygen atom. This is one of the best example for the electrophilic addition reaction. Understood? So next we will see how hydrochloric acid will add to that particular particular alkene. So before going to that, I want to say that when we talk about the epoxidation reaction, there are a lot of examples, like when isolated olefin is there, when conjugated one, how epoxidation is going to happen, what are the epoxidizing agents. So a lot of things are there. I will discuss this particular epoxidation in another video. Okay, if you want it, please comment it down below. I will discuss the formation of the epoxide here, right? So now we will understand the addition of HCl. So see this example. This is cyclic double bond, right? The cyclic one. So when it is treated with HCl, we know it dissociates into H plus and Cl minus, and this H plus, see, this takes up these electrons, resulting in the formation of, see, bromonium like ion as usual, like this one with positive charge. Why I have given positive charge to hydrogen is, see, hydrogen can form only one bond, so there is an extra bond here. That's why I have given positive charge here. So whenever you add chlorine atom is there in the reaction mixture, which acts as a nucleophile, but it is a very weak nucleophile. So this one attacks here, which is electrophilic carbon. We know, no? Electrophilic carbon atom. So, and this bond shifts here, resulting in the formation of this hydrogen over here, and this this chlorine over here. This is the final product. Simply we can say that this particular molecule, that is this double bond is reducing here, right? This double bond is reducing. We know that addition of hydrogen is reduction. So remember, addition of hydrogen is reduction, or removal of oxygen is also reduction. Addition of electrons, reduction, and removal of electrons is oxidation, right? Here see, this molecule is getting reduced. So HCl is acting as a reducing agent here. We can say that HCl is acting as reducing agent. Why? This HCl is reducing this particular species. So this is the addition of HCl to the double bonds, how it is going to happen. So one more example I want to take. So first of all, take this example and treat it with HCl. This is normal isolated double bond, which is called as alkene, right? And see this example. See this example, another example. So it is also isolated only. Let's see what will happen. First of all, we will do the reaction here. As usual, what will form? This chlorine is going to attack in any of the particular carbon, resulting in the formation of reduced chlorine atom, and the hydrogen is here. Okay, sorry, not reduced chlorine, reduced olefin. Olefin is reduced here. So when we see this molecule, there are two possibilities. First I will add the H plus here. It will form this hydronium ion. So we have two possibilities here. One is this position and another one is this position, right? So which one is favorable? I will write both the products and I will explain the favoring condition. So formation of carbocation here, one chance, and another one is pH, formation of carbocation here. So these two carbocations are formed. How it is going to happen? If the bond is shifted towards like this, the resulting formation of is this. If the bond is shifting like this, that means the chlorine atom is attacking from here or here. From first position, if it attacks, the formation of carbocation would be like this. That means the generation is primary. It is primary carbocation. But here, see here, when the possibility is like this, that is, it is following the first pathway. That is number one pathway. What we are getting, it is benzyl carbocation, right? So always remember, benzyl carbocation is highly stable. Benzyl followed by allyl, tertiary, secondary and primary, and finally methyl carbocation. When you comparatively you see. So the favorable product would be when chlorine atom is going to attack here. That means if you see this, when the chlorine atom is going to attack here, that is chloride ion is attacking from this side, then only we will get the stable molecule formation. So the compound would be chlorine is attacking from here, correct? Yeah. So see this, when if the chlorine is formed like here also, not 100% product is formed here, only 95% yield is there. Remaining 5% is the formation of this species where chlorine is attacking from here. That the product is like this. The product is like this. Okay. So this is about the electrophilic addition by using hydrochloric acid. Okay, in place of hydrochloric acid you can take HBr or HI also, right? So the favorable conditions for this is carrying out this particular reaction under low temperature. And how to identify that the electrophilic addition is happened and the reaction is done? So by using one simple test, that means we can use one simple test. Take the bromine water, that is bromine is present in liquid form. Okay, take the bromine water, so it would be like yellowish brown color. So add add this bromine into this olefin. If the color of the bromine water changes, then electrophilic addition is happened. If the color of the bromine is not changed, then the addition is not happened. So you can take this double bond, which is isolated one, and you can take conjugated one. React with both. In this case, bromine color is retained. That means bromine color is not changed. When you observe this example, bromine is decolorized. Bromine is decolorized. Here it is not decolorized, which suggests that electrophilic addition is not going to happen here. Why? Because these conjugated ones keep on rotating. That means they involve in resonance. So no particular double bond is there to capture, right? So with this, I would like to stop this video here. It is already lengthy. So I hope you like this video. It is a very basic one. So in the next video, I will be coming up with some advanced examples like electrophilic addition on different molecules. If the molecule is symmetrical, what is the product? If the molecule is not symmetrical, that means the substitution is different. What about the plane, stereochemistry? Everything will be discussed in the upcoming video. Stay tuned for that particular video. So if you like this video, please like our video, subscribe to our channel and share our video. Thank you.